Okay, this is our daily study of Mishnah in honor of those who have yard site for tonight, the 10th of Av. Today, as yesterday, we won't do Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, since as I'm filming this, it's still Tisha B'Av, and it's prohibited to study Torah on Tisha B'Av because it's the saddest day of the year, and Torah brings joy. So you're only allowed to study Torah, which is relevant to Tisha B'Av. So we'll do a Mishnah, as we did yesterday, in Tractate Taanit, which is the tractate about fast days that speaks about the practices of Tisha B'Av towards the end. And then tomorrow, please God, we'll resume with Pirkei Avot. Now, the art sites for tonight, the 10th of Av, Frida Cohn, Samuel Covens, Gerson Gortenberg, Ruth Litwack, and Anna Poznansky. May their memory be for a blessing. A link to the text of the Mishnah will be in the first comment below. You might notice that I'm sitting a little lower. I'm sitting on a Shiva-style chair because that's another custom on Tisha B'Av, at least until midday. We sit low because we're feeling lonely, and then towards the middle of the day, we get up off the floor, and Tisha B'Av becomes more of a day of hope as the day starts to end, and we look forward to a better future. Okay, so Tractate Taanit, chapter 4, Mishnah 7. Shabbos shechal Tisha B'Av lios besocha, aser milisaper milichabes, v'chamishim mutarim mipnei chavod haShabbos. Erev Tisha B'Av lo yochal adam shnei tavshilin, lo yochal basar v'lo yishta yain. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel Omer Yeshana, Rabbi Yehuda Mechayev b'chiyas amita v'lo hodu lo chachamim. Okay, so in English, during the week in which the 9th of Av falls, it is prohibited to cut the hair and to wash clothes, but on Thursdays it is permitted in honor of Shabbos. Okay, so let's unpack this. The week of Tisha B'Av, so that begins so for the Hebrew uses the term Shabbat, Shechal Tisha B'Av. The word Shabbat usually means, almost always means in modern parlance, Saturday, but in Mishnaic Hebrew, sometimes the word Shabbat means the entire week. So the week in which Tisha B'Av falls, a week starts on Saturday night in Jewish law. Once Shabbos ends, it's Sunday. So Saturday night, it's a new week. So this year, the week in which Tisha B'Av falls is a long period. It was from Saturday night all the way till Thursday, which is the latest that Tisha B'Av can be in the week. Tisha B'Av can't be Friday in our modern calendar. We'll get to that soon. Some years Tisha B'Av's on Tuesday, some years it's on Sunday, and then there is no week in which Tisha B'Av falls because it's simply the first day of the week. But this year, okay, it's a long week. So there are certain restrictions the rabbis put in place for that the whole week leading into Tisha B'Av. And we saw also that there's layers here because there's 3 weeks of national mourning. Then there's the 9 days from Rosh Chodesh Av, from the 1st of Av to the 9th of Av. And then there's the week of Tisha B'Av, which is even more intense. Okay, so what goes on in the week of Tisha B'Av? It's forbidden to cut the hair and to wash clothes. So you can't get a haircut during this week, and you can't do laundry. So the custom, at least of Ashkenazi Jews, has been to be more strict about all of this. The common custom is to not get a haircut for the whole 3 weeks before Tisha B'Av. You see, the Mishnah only put that in place the week of Tisha B'Av, but to not get a haircut or shave. So that's why I have a beard. Ashkenazi Jews were very intense about being stringent on the mourning and being even stricter than the rabbis demanded. But it's a matter of custom, so it's sort of subjective. And also to do laundry. Once again, Ashkenazi custom is to not do laundry the whole 9 days before Av and not just the week. But then it says, on Thursday it is permitted in honor of Shabbos. So what that means is, in Mishnaic times, it was possible for Tisha B'Av to fall on Friday, which is Erev Shabbos. So then, you usually wouldn't be allowed to do laundry the whole week of Tisha B'Av. But in that scenario, you could do it on Thursday, the day before Tisha B'Av, so that you have clean clothes for Shabbos, because you're not going to do it on Friday, because that's actual Tisha B'Av. So you could do laundry on the day before, which is Thursday. The ancient way of determining the calendar was witnesses would spot the new moon, which could be either sighted, the new moon takes 29 or 30 days. It takes 29 and a half days to revolve around the earth, so it could be seen on day 30 or 31. Depending on when witnesses saw it, Rosh Chodesh, the new month, would be one of those 2 days. So Tisha B'Av could fall on a Friday in that system. For the past 2,000 years or so, we have a fixed calendar, a 19-year cycle set by Hillel the Elder, and Tisha B'Av can only be, as I mentioned, Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Sometimes it falls out on Shabbos, on Saturday, and then you push it off to Sunday. Okay, so just interesting historical tidbit. On the eve of the 9th of Av, one should not eat a meal of 2 cooked dishes. nor should he eat meat or drink wine. This is the Suda Hamafsekes. The last meal you have before Tisha B'Av begins is supposed to be a very subdued, mournful, sad meal. So you eat it sitting on the floor, but you shouldn't have two cooked dishes, two different things that are cooked, because that makes it sort of a fancy meal. So have one cooked dish. The tradition is to have, hard-boiled eggs. I mean, you could have two hard-boiled eggs. It means two different kinds of things, like eggs and pasta. So that'll be two cooked dishes. So you have hard-boiled eggs and bread and water, and you sit on the floor and eat it quietly. That's the tradition. So you can't have two cooked dishes, and you can't have meat or wine at that meal. So the Mishnah only prohibits meat and wine at the meal immediately before Tisha B'av. But common custom is we prohibit meat and wine the whole 9 days before Tisha B'av. We're more strict than this Mishnah demands, except for on Shabbos when there's no mourning, when there's no sadness. Okay. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says one should make a change in his diet. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel had a more lenient opinion. He said, there's no strict rules about no meat or wine. It's just change up your diet for this last meal. So if you usually have 2 cups of wine at a meal, just have one. A very lenient opinion, and the commentaries say we never ruled that way. And now there's a stringent opinion that we didn't rule by. Rabbi Judah obligated turning over the bed, but the sages did not agree with him. So Rabbi Judah was of the opinion you can't sleep on your bed on Tisha B'Av. You have to turn it over and then sleep on the floor. You can't have the comfort of sleeping on your bed, but we don't rule that way either. You are allowed to sleep on your bed on Tisha B'Av. Still, some people historically would not sleep with a pillow, or if you usually sleep with a pillow, 2 pillows, sleep with one, or they put their mattress on the floor, or they do choose to be stringent and sleep on the floor on Tisha B'Av. A lot of pious customs arose over the years. Okay. So with that, on Tisha B'Av, as I mentioned yesterday, ironically, we don't say the Malay. Even though it's a sad day, it's also treated like a holiday because it bears with it the hope that we have a belief that when the Messiah comes, when Mashiach comes, Tisha B'Av will become a Yom Tov, will become a happy day. So in anticipation of that, we don't say the sad Malay prayer. Instead, we say the prayer following the study of Mishna. But once again, it's in honor of those who have yahrzeit for tonight, which is the 10th of Av. Okay. Ana Adonai Malei Rachamim Asher B'Yadcha Nefesh Kol Chai V'Ruach Kol Basar Ish Yeno L'Ratzon L'Fanecha Torasenu Tfiloseinu Ba'avur Nishmos Kol HaZkaros Shel Halayla U'Gmol Noim Mehem B'Chastacha Gadol L'Ftach Lehem Shari Rachamim B'Chesed V'Shari Gan Eden U'Skabelos Am Ba'avo V'Chibo Shlach Lehem Malchecha HaKadoshim HaTahorim Lo Lichem Al Shivim Tachas Eitz Chaim Eitzel Nishmos HaTzadikim HaTzidkanios Chasidim HaChasidos Lehenos Miziv Shchinoscha L'Asbia Mitufcha HaTzafim LaTzadikim V'aguf yanuach b'kever v'nucha nechon b'chedva v'simcha v'shalom. K'duksiv yavo shalom yanuchal mishkavasam halech nechocho. Uksiv yazu chasidim b'chavod yiranul mishkavasam. Uksiv imtishkav lo sifchad v'shachafta v'arba shnasecha. And in English, please, O Hashem, full of mercy, for in your hand is the soul of all the living and the spirit of every human being. May you find favor in our Torah study and prayer. For the souls of Frida Cohn, Samuel Covens, Gerson Gortenberg, Ruth Litwack, and Anna Poznansky. Accept them with love and affection, and send them your holy and pure angels to lead to settle under the tree of life near the souls of the righteous and devout, to enjoy the radiance of your presence, to satiate them from the good that is concealed for the righteous. May their body repose in the grave with proper contentment, pleasure, gladness, and peace, as it is written, let them enter in peace, let them rest on their beds, everyone who has lived in his proper way. As it is written, let the devout exult in glory, let them sing joyously upon their beds. And as it is written, if you lay down, you will not fear. When you lay down, your sleep will be sweet. Amen.